In a given day, a modern business relies on dozens of different software tools to keep things running. You have an email client, a customer database, a team chat application, and billing software. But out of the box, these applications are completely disconnected. They do not talk to each other. Because these systems are isolated, the burden of moving information falls entirely on humans. People end up acting as manual copy-paste machines, reading an email in one window and typing that exact same information into a spreadsheet in another. It is slow, repetitive, and prone to errors. Workflow automation creates a glowing network linking these disconnected apps together. That hub in the center is n8n, a universal translator. It catches data from one app and reshapes it, like changing a square to a circle, so the next app understands it. When you have to hire more people just to move data between screens, growth becomes incredibly expensive. Setting up an automated central nervous system eliminates that manual labor, freeing your team to focus on the actual work. To understand how you actually build this network, we have to look at the n8n visual canvas. Everything you create here is made up of fundamental, connectable building blocks called nodes. This flowchart illustrates how a pipeline begins. That pulsing node on the left is a trigger node. It waits patiently for a specific event to happen, like receiving an incoming email or hitting a scheduled time of day, and that event kicks off the entire workflow. Once triggered, the data travels to an action node. This is the part of the system that performs an operation, like automatically creating a brand new row in your customer database. But real work requires making decisions. Here, the line moves into a core logic node. This specific one is an if node. It checks a condition you've set, and based on the answer, it splits the data into two completely different directions. If you have a highly specialized task that a standard block can't handle, you can drop in a code node. This gives software developers a place to write custom JavaScript, allowing them to manipulate the data manually right in the middle of the flow. Put it all together, and your data passes sequentially from left to right. The trigger catches the event, logic nodes decide where it goes, and action nodes do heavy lifting to form a complete pipeline. This visual node structure takes complex back-end software engineering and turns it into an accessible drag-and-drop process. You don't have to write code to build reliable systems for your daily operations. Traditional automation relies on strict, unchanging rules. We see that represented here by this rigid grid. Watch as the geometric lines detach and fluidly reorganize themselves. This represents the ability to move beyond rigid rules and utilize adaptive intelligence. n8n achieves this by using AI agents. Instead of trying to program every possible if-then scenario in advance, you simply type out your instructions in plain English. The AI agent reads your prompt and makes decisions on the fly. You can give an AI agent a goal, and it will dynamically choose the right tool for the job. If it needs to find contact information, the AI will evaluate the context and decide on its own whether to scrape a public website or search your internal database. Because AI works by reading and analyzing your data to make these decisions, it effectively needs access to your company's private files. For many businesses, sending that sensitive information to an outside cloud service creates a major security risk. This is why many teams choose the option to self-host. Self-hosting means you install and run the n8n software on your own company's servers. Your sensitive business information never leaves your private network. Most popular automation tools force you to send your data out to their public cloud servers to be processed. By allowing localized deployment, n8n provides a solution that actually passes the strict security and compliance audits required in heavily regulated industries like healthcare and finance. You gain the cognitive power of an advanced, adaptive AI decision-maker while the data stays exactly where it started, on your own hardware, under your own roof. Let's look at a real-world scenario to see how this all connects. Imagine a company that receives a massive, disorganized influx of customer feedback every single day. The first node on the left is what's called a webhook. Think of it like a digital doorbell. When a customer hits Submit on a web form, it rings n8n immediately and drops the document off at the start of the line. Step 2, the document moves into the AI agent node. The AI reads the text, understands the context of the customer's message, and categorizes the sentiment as either positive or negative. Step 3, the paths terminate at our action nodes. The angry feedback travels down to the chat bubble icon, instantly alerting the support team to step in. The happy feedback travels up to the database stack, where it is logged for the marketing team. This entire process of reading, analyzing, and routing happens continuously, in milliseconds, with zero human intervention. And because n8n's pricing model is based on complete workflow executions, rather than charging you for every individual step, you can run complex analyses without penalties. Mastering modern business isn't about working harder to manually drag information from one application to another. It requires designing an intelligent, automated backend that does the connecting for you.